Hey, how we all doing, people? How we all doing? Come on, hope we're all keeping safe and well on this Monday afternoon. Smash a like, have your say in the comment section on the latest Tottenham gossip, transfer news. Are we getting any more players through the door? Clock's ticking. Yeah, the clock's ticking. What's going on since the Sandro Tonali uh, statement signing? We have had nothing. We just keep hearing rumours after rumours. Yeah, we're getting him, and it don't happen. You know, Savinho was left out of the Man City squad for the Community Shield. Some might call it a friendly. Even though they did lose to the Gunners. I was hoping Man City could have done a job yesterday, but it is what it is. But Savinho was left out. Thoughts on that? And again, from my understanding, yesterday a couple of players, and one of them being Doku, injured. So where does that leave us now? Are they actually going to keep hold of him now? Is it going to be another summer where we supposedly try to get Savinho and it don't pull off? Yeah, it doesn't pull off. It's getting to the stage now where it's dragged on far too long now. Yeah, far too long. We have to move on. Surely we have to move on. Like I said, the clock is ticking. We need signings. Yeah, it started off well, but it's gone very quiet since the big statement signing in Sandro Tonali, who, by the way, is a big improvement. But are we going to get this man right here? Are we? I had the two marks on yesterday. Big up the Sheriff and the Cookie. Um, we had a big discussion on that. Check it out. Check the stream out from yesterday on my channel if you've not seen it. But I even said to the two guys yesterday, do you know what? I've got a feeling that we could pull this off, but I keep to and fro myself. 1 minute I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get them. Then I'm like, do you know what? I really don't know. I'm just on the fence. It's like I keep saying, it's really, 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 really dragging on. So it doesn't help where we're just so left in the dark, to not be told anything whatsoever. You know, here we are. Here we are again. Again, there might be some movement out of Spurs. From understanding, a season-long loan with an option to buy, and that's this guy right here, Vicario. Now, you all know my thoughts on Vicario, especially last season. He was a player alongside Christian Romero that was just so inconsistent, letting us down, conceding stupid goals, making silly mistakes. So it's time to move him on. Time to move him on. So from my understanding, Juventus are interested, but only a season-long loan with an option to buy at the end. So again, we could get rid of him for this season, but what are the odds that Juve turn around and say, no, we don't want him, you can have him back? And then we wind up having Vicario again next season. What are the odds on that? Hopefully, if this one does pull out and Juve want him for a season-long loan, maybe someone out in his home country of Italy will turn up and say, yeah, we'll take him off you. We'll have him. He's a decent keeper. We see potential in him, blah, 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 blah. And then we can have him off our books. We can move on and look for that top keeper. Again, there's a lot of talk, isn't there? There's a lot of talk on Kinksky. Is Kinksky really our number one now? For me, I feel Kinksky has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. I know a lot of people say the likes of Bergville, his ceiling is very high. Well, how high is that ceiling? Because we've not seen him explode yet. But with Kinksky, you can clearly see there is potential there. He's still only young. For a keeper, they can go on for a long time. And I feel with Martin Dubravka there, he will learn a lot of him. And I really hope that does play in his favour. You know, I know it was only, what, 6 or 7 games that Kingsley did play in. In those 6 and 7 games he did play, he made some outstanding saves, kept us in games. You know, thinking back to, it was the Wolves game, wasn't it? Last minute free kick. Now, we all know if that was VICARIO goal, we would have dropped 2 points there. Many other games, I know Leeds stands out for me. He made some fantastic saves in that game, didn't he? Where we pulled off another point that we should have won, but Mathis Tell gave away a penalty and we drew 1 off, if I remember rightly. But it just goes to show we do have a top keeper there. But it will be interesting to see how Kingsley gets on for a full season. Now, I really do hope it works out for him. I really, really do. I really do. But let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let me know your thoughts in the chat on obviously VICARIO been linked with a move away from Spurs, but only for a season-long loan, from my understanding, and Juve are the only team that's interested. So let me know your thoughts in the chat on that one. And obviously, Slovenia, what's actually going on there? What is going on? What is really going on there? It's like, you know, again, I was saying the 2 marks yesterday on my stream. That this guy right here. Where is it? Here we go. No, what's going on? Why ain't it coming up? Here we go. Oh, Cody. Yeah, you know what I'm on about. Cody Gakpo. You know, from my understanding, you know, the only reason why he's not moved away from Merseyside yet is because, again, from my understanding, Liverpool are, you know, that they're trying their hardest to get Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola. So that's the only slight downfall there. So thoughts on that? Again, along with Savinho, Gakpo would be a huge upgrade to our squad. Huge upgrade. Huge upgrade. When you think of what we have right now, huge upgrade. So thoughts on that? Are we going to get these 2 signings? For all we know, it could go right down to the wire. It could go down to deadline day, for all we know. But you know, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let me know your thoughts in the chat, people. Let me know your thoughts. Oh, we're going to get Gakpo as well. What's going on? And a striker. You know, I really can't see Spurs going out for this, man. I honestly can't see it. I really cannot see it. Really cannot see it. And again, there's again, how true it is, I do not know, but we're supposedly linked with Ivan Toney. Now, I've been talking about Ivan Toney for a number of months. If you've been following my channel, you know I've been mentioning Ivan Toney. I've mentioned Ivan Toney on the 2 marks. Pure COYS, big up Nige as well. You know, I've been mentioning this guy. Premier League proven. Look, that was him back in his Brentford days. Premier League proven. Goals galore from this guy. Yeah, he must be hitting, what, 29, 30 now, roughly. You know, go all out for it. Go all out for an Ivan Toney. Yeah. If not, Ollie Watkins, that, you know, we've got to try, because we can't have this new season that's supposedly going to be very, very exciting and promising with Richarlison and Solanke up top providing the goals. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It really isn't. It really isn't. But, you know, people, let's see your thoughts in the chat. I'm going to get into the comments now, people. Get into the comments now. VICARIO has to go. Yeah, simple as that. Season-long loan to Juve, from my understanding, with the option to buy at the end of the season. Big up Jason Phillips. Good show the other day as well, mate. Big up, Jason. I really appreciate it. Again, Jason saying the season is... Sorry, say that again. The season is soon. Here we go. Done well selling players. Now let's start buying. Let's sort this attack out. Well, we've wanted this attack sorted out for a long time. You know, people are expecting miracles. People are expecting this hierarchy, this piss poor hierarchy, to get everything done overnight. Well, because we've been so neglected as a football club that you've left it so long to get players in. And when I say players, I don't just mean your average. You know, when I mean players, I mean someone that's going to actually change, going to upgrade. We're going to upgrade now. We you know, bit of creativity and all that. Yeah, not just, you know, statement signings like Sandro Tonali, for example. That's what I want to keep seeing, because they've got the money there for it. You know, it just goes to show the recruitment team and everything with it at Spurs is just so dismal. It really is. It really is. You know, and like I said, it is going to be a gradual thing. I hate to say it, but again, I've said this a number of times. Look at the way Arsenal have done it. It's been step by step by step. They got Declan Rice in, then they got Gyökeres. You name it. You name it. Yeah. Again, from my understanding, you know, talking about Arsenal quickly, I'm sure when Arteta first took over, there's not one single player left in that entire squad. They're all gone. They're all gone. He's upgraded. He's upgraded each time, and that's what Spurs should be doing. Should be doing. So I'm expecting at least 2 more signings in this summer transfer window. We're definitely not going to get rid of all the deadwood, like your Sars, your Bergvilles, Solankis, Richarlison's, you know, Vicario, fully out the door, not just on loan. Yeah, Kota Taikis, who's well, I didn't really see the point in that one. You know, another one, Yan Min Hoik. Again, what was the point in that signing? Yeah, Odibert, Smathis Tell, you know, Madison's. I hate to say it, but Matters, it's what's going on there. He's just so injury prone, and it's just so frustrating that, you know, a player of Madison on his day is a very good player, but can we really keep players on the books that are just so injury prone? Adugi as well, so injury prone. Yeah, so I'm not expecting these players that are just so injury prone and just simply not good enough to be all gone in this summer transfer window. It's going to be a gradual thing. So I'm expecting at least 2 more signings in this summer transfer window of what's left of it, because look, we play Brentford on Saturday. Yeah, clock's ticking. Are we going to get at least another signing before kickoff on 5:30, I believe, on Saturday? Yeah, to really kick things off in this Premier League under De Zerbi. Yeah, and then hopefully we get a bit more in and get a bit more out in the January transfer window, so on and so on and so on and so on, until we are looking very nice. Yeah, back like a bit like the Poch days where the goalkeeper, Lloris in his day was a top keeper. Defence was absolutely just, you know what I mean, a solid brick wall. Midfield was immense. Then you had your Harry Kane up top, Sonny supporting, etc., etc., etc. We had that. We had that. And when you think of what we've got now, it's just like, oh my God. But here we are, here we are. Here we are. Big up Steve. He's saying Hotspur Flicks TV. Big up. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm all good, Steve. Hope you're well as well. Again, Steve saying, Flicks, you are calm before the storm. Calm before the storm, honestly. Big up John Stokes and evening. Hope you're well, John. Again, Jason Phillips saying, we started signings. Well done, some season. Water has dried up. Very dried up. Very dried up, isn't it? Very dried up. You know, again, he's saying, glad that clown's gone. Vicario, well, not fully gone. Not fully gone. From my understanding, it's only a season-long loan. So it's not actually confirmed yet that he's actually left on loan. So thoughts on that? Only time will tell, obviously. Only time will tell there. John Stokes saying, shared on X. No, I appreciate it, John. I really do. Jason Phillips again saying, what about Martinez from Villa? Oh, do you know what? Nah. He was one of the players that stood out in the World Cup. I know some might say you should put that aside, but nah, I don't want players that I feel that's going to be negative. You know what I mean? look at the way Romero was. I really don't want it. I know Martinez is a decent keeper, but nah, not for me. Not for me. Big up Rodney Martin. Spurs have got the money to spend big time. So fans right then, sorry, say that again. So fans don't write them off. I should have said, yeah, don't write them off. Top six. Oh, we're only getting top six if we get this attack. If we get a Savinho, if we get a Gakpo. Yeah, Ollie Watkins maybe, and Ivan Toney. Proven goal scorers, proven in the Prem. Then we can possibly be talking about a top six, maybe even a top four. Yeah, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. It's a gradual thing. You know, let's not forget we finished 17th not once but twice. We nearly got relegated last season. Yeah, it's a gradual thing. It really is. It really is a gradual thing. I'm not expecting huge miracles, huge miracles. Where we're going to finish top four. It's not going to happen. I know Man United done it with running one game a week, but realistically, this is Spurs. You know, Richarlison and Solanke up top. Come on, it ain't going to happen. It really won't happen. It really won't happen, honestly. Jason Phillips again saying Gakpo is looking sharp. To be honest, yeah, I've heard a lot. He scored the other day, didn't he? In their pre-season friendly. But I know he's a very good player, and a definite upgrade to what we currently have right now. That's for sure. Jason Phillips again saying Tony problem, massive wages, huge wages. I know this is where it could be the downfall. A bit like Osherman, it's going to be the wages that's going to be the downfall. So huge wages. We cannot go into many games with Tell, Richarlison, and more up top. Remember, Kudus ain't kicked a ball yet. It's mental, and it really is mental. So you know what is our front three going to look like on Saturday? What's it going to look like? What's our front three going to look like on Saturday? You know, Tell, Richarlison. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Let me know your thoughts. What do you reckon the front three will be on Saturday? But it's really not a good look, is it? I know some are saying, you know, this is going to be an exciting season, full of everything that you can think of. But I'm just like, whilst Solanke and Richarlison, Tell, Odebert, Bergville, Sarr, you name it, are all still there. It's just going to be, you know, there's going to be, look, I get, look, De Zerbi, definitely the right man. Definitely 100% the right man. He should have been there as soon as Frank went. As soon as Thomas Frank went, get your man in. You know, get your man in. So we definitely got that there. Definitely got that there. Goalkeeping situation at the moment is sorted. So that's Kinski is our number one as it stands. The defence is that's done. That's sorted. We just got to clear out a few players. But the defence itself, the players that we've got in Andy Robertson with experience, leadership, yeah, he can actually ping a ball in first time. He can find that player. We didn't have that before. Yeah, I know we got Porro, but other than that, you know what I mean. Senesi, Van Heck, phenomenal season for Brighton and Bournemouth. Yeah, Danzo as well. You know what I mean. So it's going to be a more controlled, solid defence. Yeah, so I can see a lot of games again, a bit like what the two mocks just did on my channel. Again, check it out if you've not seen it. We are going to be, basically we're all agreeing that it's going to be a lot of games drawn. Yeah, a lot of games drawn. Not so many wins when you look at the fact of what we have going up top in Tell, Richarlison and Solanke. Yeah, again, there's how true it is, I don't know, but De Zerbi possibly playing Mathis Tell as a false nine. Thoughts on that one? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat on that one. But yeah, Ivan Toney would be a very, very good signing for me. Very good signing. But it could all come down to the wages at the end of the day. But you know, you never know. You never know. For all we know, we could actually go out and get him. You just don't know. But as I've said before, I'm really on the fence with it. I really am on the fence with it. Big up Steve again. He's saying just had a debate. People wanting Richie sold before we get a replacement, and wanting Sarr or Gray to start up front. Steve, who the hell's saying that? That's bonkers. Look, I get selling Richarlison, but we haven't got that replacement yet. What are you going to put up there, Dane Scarlett? Why the hell would you want to put Sarr and Gray up top? Look, I do rate Gray, by the way, but again, when I had the 2 marks on the channel yesterday, was actually obviously talking about Gray, and now Spencer's gone. You know, that just leaves Porro. If Porro picks up a knock, you know full well Archie Gray's going to be playing in his position. He's going to be that player that just goes all over the place. But he's been doing that throughout his Spurs career, isn't he? He's just, you know, he's just that player that can fill a gap if someone's injured. I think the only position, apart from obviously goalkeeping, you know, that's the only position that he's not played yet up top. So it's absolutely mental, isn't it? What some Spurs fans actually think, to play Sarr and Gray up top, get rid of Richie. Look, I'm all for getting rid of Richarlison, but until we get that replacement, you just can't do it. You just can't do it. Crazy. Big up Jason Phillips again. Surely we haven't signed Fernandez Tonali to play with Richarlison and Solanke. Oh no, honestly. Tonali's he was the statement signing so far, isn't he? I know we got Matis Fernandez, for 85, wasn't it? 85 mil. And then literally 2 days later, Spurs broke that transfer record again. Literally days later, 100 mil, wasn't it? 95, 100 mil in Tonali. And again, even before we got Tonali, there was fans actually saying, is Tonali the answer? You know, the Spurs need him. From what I've seen, glimpses that I've seen, I know it's only glimpses, but he seems to be a very, very good signing for Spurs, and I feel he's going to have a very good season in a Spurs shirt. I really do. Not really seen a lot of Fernandez, to be honest, but I'd like to think, you know, he will turn out to be a good signing. Very good signing. Jason Phillips again saying, we've got to go for the cup. Yeah, man. Only one game a week. There's no excuses for Spurs to go all out for these domestic cups, in the League Cup, obviously the Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Yeah, let's take these domestic trophies seriously. If I remember rightly, Spurs play Charlton in the Carabao Cup round 2 next week. I think it's next Tuesday or Wednesday. So come on, we have to go all out for a domestic trophy. The FA Cup would be nice. If I'm going to pick one out of the two, it's going to be the FA Cup for me. Obviously, ain't won it since '91. Know what I mean? Only 8 times winners. Let's make it a number 9. Let's go all out. No excuses. Go all out for these domestic trophies. But I know we need the goals. And are we really going to get the goals and really go through these domestic competitions with Solanke and Richarlison up top? It's just like, you know, like I keep saying, the keeping situation sorted for now. The defence is absolutely brilliant. You know, when you think of how it was looking last season, leaking goals. I know when De Zerbi did come in, it was a little more tidier. You know, it got things tightened up a little bit. We was conceding less, more controlled. Again, in the midfield, it was more controlled. I know Benton, Kerr, etc. were missing, and they come back, and it was more controlled. But now we've got a statement signing in Tonali, Matis Fernandez, who I hope will be promising. Yeah, Kudus, Kulusevski. Hopefully, they come back. You know, and they are the players that we know. Yeah, especially Kulusevski. Well, oh my God, when was the last time Kulusevski played? I'm actually dreading it when he does come back, because Some are saying, is he going to be the Kulusevski that we've missed, or is it going to be? Is it going to be? You know, has he lost it? We just don't know yet, do we? We just don't know yet. We just don't know. Rodney Martin again saying, Flicks, are you looking down on Spurs right now? We will be okay. Coys. No, I'm not. I'm never looking down on my club. I just care about my Spurs. I really do. I just want to see Spurs do well. I'm sick of all this doom and gloom. We've gone through so much doom and gloom. Nearly got relegated last season. Honestly, by the skin of our teeth, we scraped it. We scraped it by the skin of our teeth. I just want to see Spurs do well. I just want De Zerbi to get the tools he and we all deserve. Like I keep saying, we've gone through so much pain. It's about time now that we start picking up now. You know, we go back to the Poch era where, you know, top fours, maybe challenging for a Premier League title, you know, doing well in the Champions League. Yeah, scoring the goals, a very good defence, controlled midfield, exciting, pacey. You know what I mean? To get you off your seat. No more of this doom and gloom and just leaking goals left, right, and centre. Certain players throwing their toys at the Prem because they've had enough, and they do all the chat on the social media, and then when it comes to being on the pitch, they're not there. I know we're slowly getting rid of players like that, but you know, I just want to see my club do well, and that's it. I'll never look down on Spurs, never. Again, Jason saying, how about bringing Tony Troy Parrott back from he said out scored goals for fun. Yeah, he scored goals for fun in his first couple of seasons, but he's been very quiet since. Very, 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 very quiet. I'll definitely have an Ivan Tony, but a Troy Parrott. I feel if Troy Parrott was to come back, he's championship level, and he's not that level. I feel anyway. Look, that's just my opinion. He is not that level. He's just not that level. You know, rumor had it that if Spurs were to get relegated last season, Troy Parrott was offering his services to Spurs. You know, obviously that's telling me that's he knows his level. The Championship is his level because he's rumoured to be linked with West Ham, I believe, as well. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Big up Aussie Ange. Aussie Ange in the building. He's saying, big up your lordship. We hope you are, Aussie Ange. Again, he's saying, getting someone in by the weekend up top. I can feel it. Man, I love your positivity. I know you was on the two mocks. I know Cookie read out one of your comments, and he was at the same thing. He's so full of positivity, and I love it. You know, I just hope it doesn't backfire on us. You know, when we start progressing now, but it's all about getting the tools. Like anything, you need your tools. None of this average. Yeah, that'll do. You know what I mean? You need your top elite to really get somewhere. You know, to head in the right direction. You know. Aussie Ange again saying to see armpits in the air. I want to see lots of that. I want to see lots of that. Off your seats, arms in the air. You know what I mean? Come on. But whilst we got, you know, Tell, Odebert when he comes back from injury, Solanke. Got a couple of names for Solanke. If you know, you know. Richarlison as well. It's just like, ugh. You know, when are we going to wake up from this freaking nightmare that we just seems just can't get out of, you know? There's still there's still time. There is still time to get at least another signing. Two would be nice. Two signings would be nice. You know, a left winger and a striker. Then you know, then we can say, okay, yeah, we've done it. We've achieved the summer transfer window, but it doesn't end here. You know, January. Look to January. Start offloading players that are still there and simply not good enough. Get a couple more players in January, so on and so on and so on and so on. It does not stop. Does not stop. It's got to be a continuous thing, but in the right direction. Again, Steve saying if sorry, I said it again. If 2 forwards come in this week, the weekend may be too soon. But give them a good run out against Charlton on Wednesday. Yeah, and then against Newcastle on the 29th of August. Yeah, I knew we had Charlton. Second round, isn't it, in the Carabao Cup? That's next week. So next Wednesday, as Steve said. Yeah, it could be too soon. Could be too soon. You know, what's tomorrow? Tuesday. Yeah, time they've got everything signed and a medical. Don't know. It maybe if Spurs were to really like pull their fingers out their backside and get someone signed in by at least Wednesday, then yeah, they could have a key part in the opener on Saturday evening. Definitely. Aussie Ange again saying, I will never forget Poch was not letting Lucas start. And yeah, I know, UEFA Champions League final. Kane was not fit. Yeah, I know. You know, when I see highlights of that, and I think, why the hell did Kane or even Harry Winks both started, didn't they? But yeah, that's all in the past now. You know what I mean? That's all in the past. We got to start looking to the future. Start looking to the future, boys and girls. You know what I mean? So come on. But yes, look, who are we going to get in if we do? Or who would you like to see? And that's what I should have said. Who would you like to see the hierarchy sign? Savinho, Gakpo, Tony, Ollie Watkins, Rashford. Yeah, all proven in the Prem. Yeah, Jack Grealish. Yeah. Or is it going to be a statement signing once again? Osherman. You never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. Because look, I've pulled out a stat from yesterday. I'll read it out again for those that missed it. But Richarlison, right? Richarlison last season, only 11 goals. 11 goals. Solanke, 3. 3 goals. I know Solanke only played about, no more than 20 games. And only 3 goals. It's mental, isn't it? Crazy stat. But yes, come on, look, thoughts on obviously the front 3 going forward as well on Saturday. What's the front 3 going to be? The interesting one would be the defence. How's the defence going to line up? Is he going to start Mickey alongside Van Heck? Where's Danzo fit into this? Is he going to be back to being a bench warmer? Even though he started every single game once Romero was just been Romero as we knew of in a Spurs shirt, or was he going to put Mickey out wide and have Van Heck and Senesi as the centrals with Porro and Mickey out on the wing? You know, it's going to be interesting to see how De Zerbi does play this one. Very interesting. Obviously, the midfield there. What's the middle going to be? Is it going to be Fernandes and Tonali? Is it going to be Bentancur, Tonali? Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but it will be nervy. It will be nervy. Another player, obviously, I've wanted for a long time is Gibbs White. That would be, again, a very, very good signing. You know, when the rumour come out that Spurs, when Nottingham Forest supposedly come out and said they want Bergville, you turn around and say, okay, you want Bergville, we'll do a little deal here. We'll have Gibbs White. In return, you get Bergville for such amount. Yeah. Let's see your thoughts in the chat. Let's see your thoughts in the chat, people. Come on. Let's see your thoughts in the chat. I'm gonna let me put the link in. Let me put the link in, see if anyone wants to join me for a chance to have your little say. Have your say on the current situation right now. Has that gone through? What's going on here? What's going on? Why ain't that sent yet? Why ain't that sent? Here we go. Links in the chat, boys and girls. The link is in the chat. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts, people. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Again, Jason Phillips is saying we should have got Harry Wilson for a free. Yes, he was free. He was free. Where's he actually gone? It's Leeds. I think it's Leeds, isn't it? Leeds. I'm sure it's Leeds. Yeah. Missed out on Darwin Núñez as well. Yeah, exactly. Big up Premier Hotspur as well. He's saying that we've got to be patient until the window is closed. Shut then we can judge. But backing this board to bring in 3 top forwards. Exactly. You know what I mean? Let's bring us. Here we go. How are we doing, Steve?
Sorry, mate. Oh, crikey. Oh, hang on. Damn it. Sorry, hang on a minute.
No worries. So, again, Jason Phillips saying Van der Ven ain't played. Sorry, I said it again. Mickey Van der Ven ain't played yet. This team is going to take a lot of gel. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not really good, is it? Not really good right now. Not really good when you just look what we have up top right now in Solanke and Richarlison. Not good. Not good. You would have thought that this attack situation would have been sorted out by now. Would have been sorted out. You know, here we are. So, let's guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. What should the front three be on Saturday? If we do get another signing through the door in a Savino, a Gakpo, etc., how do you think it will play out? Big up Andy. So the board is waiting for Savino now. So the Spurs board are waiting. So where's that leave things then? Is it been agreed by both clubs?
Sorry, Flicks. Can you hear me all right now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
How are we?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Yeah. Not bad. Just the usual frustration on Spurs and getting these transfer signings fully finished, ready for
Yeah.
an exciting season, eh?
I am kind of looking forward to it a little bit.
Yeah.
We have
Just a
made
little
already.
bit.
It's just that forward line, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It
It's just
is. It's like I said earlier. When obviously the goalkeeper situation sorted for now, the defense is definitely sorted out now. It's just about
yeah,
offloading VICARIO fully. From my understanding, he's only going on a season long loan with an option to buy at the end of the
yeah,
season. There's still a few defenders that we need to get rid of. Midfield
yeah,
is 50% complete, and as for up top, well, that's just dismal, isn't it? It really
yeah,
is.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
It really is. Yeah.
it's just hard to know who the striker's going to be because if Romano come out and said, "Oh, we're getting two," it's like two wingers and then a striker. It's just hard to know who that striker's going to be, right? So I think we've already been linked with two, haven't we?
Yeah. I know when I had both marks on yesterday from the two marks show.
Yeah,
And we're all agreeing that we're all just left in the dark. You get
yeah,
little glimpses of, oh yeah, we might get him. Well, we're supposedly linked with him, but 9 times out of 10 it don't happen. I know, obviously, when the big man himself, Fabrizio Romano, says something, it's pretty much legit. But going back to the old Savino situation, it's just what the hell is going on there? It's getting boring now.
yes, yeah. I said on the two marks this morning. I think that if Sabina like just maybe walk away from Sabina. I said,
Yeah,
why not go for Grealish? Why not just go
yeah,
for him? Get
yeah,
him on loan. If you can't buy him, just get him on loan.
yeah.
He's the solution. And then then we see sort of what's going on with with obviously the right wing as well, because we all know that Cooley's not going to be back for a while.
No, definitely not.
Kudos has
Definitely
just
not.
not shown up at all in
No.
pre-season, so it is a bit of a worry. It looks like it could be Mikey Moore Saturday. That's what I'm thinking. So
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's here we are. Here we are.
yeah,
You know, get Jack Grealish in. Yes, it's all good and well. You know, he's homegrown and all that, but is he the Jack Grealish that we know of? Because he played a part of the Community Shield, didn't he? Was it yesterday? I've
yeah.
heard a lot of people saying that he wasn't the player that we all know of.
No, I think that was his first game since his injury though, because he got injured in
Oh
January,
yeah, of
didn't
course
he?
he did.
Playing
Yes,
Italy.
yes,
So he
yes, he
missed he
did.
missed the tail end of the last sort of 5 months of the season. Then
Yeah.
obviously he's been on holiday and stuff. So, but before that though, I know it was only Everton, but he was actually doing okay for Everton. So
Okay.
I think he was getting a few goals and assists, so he was doing all right. So it just comes down to the right manager, doesn't it? And how he's being
Mm,
played and stuff. I think this is where most of the situation will happen. He's just comes down to the manager and if they're being played in the right position or not. But I
yeah.
was thinking about the right side. I think it could be more in Gray because I don't know if Porro's going to be ready to start on Saturday.
Um,
There is that.
is that you reckon?
Yeah, he's only been back a week, hasn't he? He came back Thursday, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Thursday
come
he came
back.
back.
Yeah, well, as far as I know, he's just had his holidays. You know, he's had that little rest time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't see why he can't start on Saturday.
yeah. But yeah, I just don't know, do you really? So I mean, all
Yeah.
right, ideally, who would your forwards be? If you could pick three there you go, I'm gonna put it to you. Who are your three forwards you'd rather have up
Oh
front for
my!
Spurs this season?
Who would I rather have up top? Do you say
Yeah.
with what we have now?
Not instead of him. If you
So
get
what?
three forward players in before the end of the transfer window, who would
Right.
it be?
Oh well, obviously the obvious two is Savinho and Gakpo.
Right?
Um, could have if he was fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh mate. I'd love a Gibbs White as well.
Yeah.
I'd love a Gibbs White, but is it going to happen? Probably not.
But like you said,
Probably
mate,
not.
if you get rid of you hand them Bergbow and say that we'll give you Bergbow and X amount of money for Gibbs White, do you think
Yeah. Yeah.
they'd do it?
Yeah. But you know, like we're all saying, is it going to happen? Probably not. Probably not. The likes of Marinakis will hold him at gunpoint again. You know, you're not going anywhere, sunshine. You're staying in. Yeah, it'd be a drag on, bit like the El Savino situation. It's just endless,
Yeah,
all this buts and maybes, isn't it?
yeah. But do we trust the club to get them done though? That's the thing, mate. Do you know what I mean? I
I
don't
know.
know.
If this is it now, if this is it, there will be major uproar.
Yeah.
Major uproar. You know, to think how it started with Robertson, Senesi, Van Heck, who had phenomenal seasons for Bournemouth and Brighton.
Mhm.
Matis Fernandez. I know I've threw out a bit of banter there before we did get him. You know, I said, look, why are we going for a player that's been relegated twice? But there is a good player there, very good player. And then a huge statement signing in Sandro Tonali. But the weeks have gone on, it's just been nothing since then. You know, we need to fin. They've started the job. They've started it,
Mhm.
but they need to finish it. They
Yeah,
they,
it's
they,
just
they
that
need to
last.
they need to finish it, and I know they're gonna they definitely won't offload the rest of these players that we all know need to leave by the end of this window. There's still going to be players there that we need to offload in January. Again, this myself and the two Marks were saying yesterday. Even in January, I expect Spurs to be busy. Get
Yeah,
players in, get players out are just simply not good enough and simply don't want to be at Spurs anymore. Get rid. It needs to be a continuous thing.
yeah, and I think that's where we all are, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just sometimes we've got two
yeah,
weeks left of this window, so we'll see what they do. But
Yeah.
I mean, getting players in this late is. I know they should have done more, but if we're to believe what they were supposed to believe about the Harry Kane thing,
Mm,
maybe that's kind of held up a little bit. If it was to believe that was actually going on, I don't know. So
yeah.
I mean, I trust the two marks in what they say. Do you know what I mean? Because
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
um,
Big up, Cookie. I'm seeing Cookie in the chat.
what's he saying? What's he saying? But yeah,
What's he saying? Just saying. Big up, lads. Big up the lads. Come on, big up.
yeah. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. I don't know. I'm like I said to you earlier, mate, I'm excited, but I
Yeah,
just need to see what else we're gonna do. If we get two forwards in by the end of the week, then I think we can all kind of reasonably happy. I suppose maybe.
breathe a s- breathe a sigh of relief. Come up for air, as they say.
Yeah, but I
You
like what
know.
they've done with like getting the players out there, mate. Do you know what I mean? They've
Yeah,
stood out a lot of dead wood already. So I think it's
yeah,
kind of that's what different partly differences this summer is they've got rid of they've got rid of Vicario, Romero, and Spence all in one weekend. So
yeah.
it can be done. It
It
can
can
be
be
done.
done. Yeah, it can be done. When they pull their fingers out their backside, it can be done. But
Yeah,
it just needs to be consistent, not just
yeah.
the one off.
I read somewhere earlier. I think Zoe wants four more gone. Who those four are, I don't actually know. Who those four are, I didn't really say, but I think that's what he wants. Ideally, he
Okay,
wants three in, and four out. So we
3 in
shall
and
see.
4 out.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I would
we're
say
left
by the
to
end of it. Yeah, go on,
we've
mate.
all
Sorry.
been left to play the guessing game then.
100%. So, but yeah, no, let's see. I know it's not ideal. We'd all
Yeah,
like for these players to be in before the start of the season, but we just don't know what's going on behind those scenes, do you? Do you know what I mean? Because
no,
I thought we weren't going to get rid of Vicario when I saw him there when he came back. It seems like it's been a couple of weeks since he's been back, and I was like, nothing was happening with Vicario. And then all of a sudden, Juve come in and go, actually, yeah. So they get him
yeah,
done. So,
yeah.
um, but yeah, we'll just see, mate. But yeah, yeah, no, brilliant. Thanks for having me on again. Thanks for having me on first time though. It's been good
No
chat.
worries, no worries. Anytime, anytime,
Cool. All
anytime.
right.
Take it easy.
All right. See you later, mate. Take care now.
Big up Steve there for joining. Let's get back to the chat. We got Cookie, 6 p.m. tonight. Flicks, the saga continues. Should Richie have gone? He should have been gone a long time ago. I found this earlier. I was going to bring this up yesterday when I had the two marks on. So Destiny Adugi linked with a move away. Roma supposedly linked with him. Thoughts on that? I've always said even Destiny Adugi, he's so injury prone. We just need to get gone, get these players gone that are just they're not at that level anymore. They just got injury after injury after injury. We just can't afford to keep having these players there. They're just so inconsistent all the time. Big up Joshua. Big up my dad. Big up, big up. What else we got here? Big up Andy. ESPN posted that Savinio deal for a 6-year contract and is agreed. ESPN have posted that, have they? See, like, I keep hearing and seeing all different things, and it's just pulling me back and forth all the time. Like I've always said, I'm on the fence of it. If it happens, yeah. If it don't, yeah, whatever. We've been here before, haven't we? I'm done. I'm gone of the days where Spurs are linked with so and so. They're a very very good player, and you get cheered up for it, and it don't happen. It feels like a big slap in the face. So like I said, look, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, then yeah, whatever. We move on. You know, here we are. Here we are. Big up Sonny saying, all right, guys, any news yet? No. From my understanding, there is no news. There is no more news. It's just the usual ifs, buts, and maybes. Savinio deal is supposedly done. 6-year contract, someone's saying there. I really don't know. I just really don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, I want Savinho. He will be a huge upgrade. Again, Cody Gakpo from Liverpool would be a huge upgrade. Huge upgrade. But for that one there, it's they're all holding out for Liverpool are holding out for to get their man in Bradley Barcola from Paris Saint-Germain. That's if that don't happen, does that mean that we don't get Gakpo and Gakpo has to stay where he is until January? Who knows? It's just all, like I said, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. It's all up in the air, and we're just having to all try and figure it out ourselves. We're just left in the dark, aren't we? Yeah, we're just left in the dark. We're just left in the dark. I did put the link in the chat, but if anyone else wants to join before I do call it a day in about 5-10 minutes. Jason Phillips again saying Celta Doogie should played Spence left back. Yeah, I know. I was all for Jed Spence to stay. I really was. I really was. I know a lot of people were saying Spence had to go. He wasn't. He wasn't that answer anymore. He was that sort of player that would just throw his toys at the pram. I know he done that, but at the end of the day, there is a good player in him. Going back to the World Cup, which I've brought up loads of times. He had a phenomenal World Cup. That could have been the making of him. Again, a lot of people are saying, "Well, now we got rid of him." You watch Inter Milan work him out as the days and weeks and months go on. They will work him out, but whatever happens, happens. Like, I really do hope it works out for Spence. I really do. But as for Spurs, you know. Look, I get Spence. He moved on because he wanted first team football. He wasn't guaranteed that at Spurs when you got Pedro Porro there. Yeah, but who else can we have in? Who else? Who else can we get in? Who else can we get in? Not so much as a backup, but like Cookie said, I think he said it this morning on his show. Big up the two marks, but not don't just get a player in for a backup. Get a player in that can give serious competition. Serious competition. I had high hopes in Spence to give Pyro competition. I really did. I really did. But that's not to be now. That's not to be now. And and the hierarchy, everyone has to move on now. Got to look forward now. Got to look forward now. So it all boils down to: are we going to get that left winger? Are we going to get that striker? The clock's ticking. We got Brentford on Saturday. Yeah, we have to. Spurs have to go all out and start this season strong. Get the points in early doors. Get the win against Brentford. I think obviously after the Charlton game next Wednesday, we got Newcastle, so that'll be our second game in. Look at Newcastle right now. They've lost Eddie Howe, yeah, Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, yeah, gone. Their midfield, their attack force is torn apart. Newcastle could be there for the taking, and that's only the second game, and I'm sure it is. Yeah, Spurs have to get the points in early doors. Let's get up that table. Yeah, let's get up that table. Rodney Martin, yes, we will get it done. I really do hope I really do, really do. We hope. Honestly, we need to get it done, don't we? We need to get it done. Big up Aussie Ange again. Let's look forward to. Sorry, say that again. Let's look forward to being cream of the crop come May. I love his positivity, man. Honestly, love it. Love it, love it. Aussie Ange again saying massive protest if forwards don't come in. They will be huge uproar. If nothing happens as of now until the end, there will be huge uproar. Jason Phillips again saying let's spend the money on attackers, not defenders. Now let's go big. Obviously the defence is sorted out now. Midfield is, I've said many times, 50% complete. It's all about finishing that now. Get that left winger. Get the attack force in. Get the dead wood gone. Big up Steve, who just come on earlier. Brentford, Newcastle, Forest, Everton and Villa before September's international break. Yeah. all those games there are winnable. Brentford, winnable. Newcastle, Forest, Everton, Villa, they're all winnable games. All winnable games. But honestly, can you really, really hold your hopes up on a Solanke and a Richarlison? No, you can't. You really, really can't. Big up Sonny again. As it is now, we'd be lucky to get 8th and 10th. I hope we can get Europa League minimum, but obviously want more. Look, many of us have said the same thing, right? If we walk into this new Premier League season with a Solanke and a Richarlison, a Mathis Tell, etc., 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 basically players that are simply not good enough and need to be moved on. If nothing else happens and we don't get anyone else in, we are finishing 10th, 8th, maybe 7th at a push. That's a huge push. Huge push. To think there's Spurs fans actually out there so deluded, actually thinking Spurs can get up to 4th. Can get up to 4th. I know United done it last season, only one game a week. Who's to say Spurs can't do that? But I'm just looking at reality right now. 17th twice. 17th twice. Yeah, 17th twice. Here we are. Here we are. Let's bring someone else in before I do call it a day. Big up Simon, how you doing?
How's it going, pal? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, you?
Yeah, good. Listen,
nice one. What's your thoughts so far?
Oh dear, Jesus Christ! I've seen so much going on. Seriously, especially the 2 17 finishes over the last 2 seasons. Now people still moaning at what the club's doing. I just don't get this fan base. I'm not saying everyone, but there is still ones out there who are actually crying still about if we don't bring forwards in. We can't do everything in one window. Everyone can understand this. It's these deals, what we're trying to deal, like the Victor Osimhen's and the Gakpos and the Sevilla, they're not small deals. These are deals that we've got to be patient with, and we'll go to the last, right down to the last wire. And I think these deals will get done. Sevilla will get done. Gakpo will get done. And I think the only bomber it's got to be, it's either Harry Kane or Osimhen. I won't take no one else apart from that. Everyone's talking about Jacksons and things like these guys. Like, I'd rather keep Richie. I mean, people take let's sell Richie. I think Richie, if it wasn't from last season for Richie, we would have gone down. Richie was massive for us last, and I don't think people realise. I know he's not a great forward, but his heart's in the right place. He knows what it's like to play for Tottenham, and we need them kind of players around the team still. And that's the problem with this. I mean, people don't realise how big of a player like Richie can be around the team, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. Do you know what I mean? So
I sort of get what you mean. I know with Richie, he's inconsistent. He is.
Yeah, but the thing is, people say, I still say in the chat, like, we'll rather keep Dom over Richie. What the hell has Dom done? He is an absolute bum. He is a bum of a striker.
If you're going to keep one of them, if you're going to keep one of them for now, it's going to be Richarlison. Yeah.
Richie, I'm not saying Richie starts, because I'm not the loser like that. I mean, Richie can be on the bench and that. He's someone who can come on and rattle some feathers. Do you know what I mean? If we needed to, do you know what I mean? But I think he'll be worth keeping around the club. I mean, and not selling for silly money. You know what I mean? I think 15 million quid is stupid. Do you know what I mean? If we can get more for him.
Yeah.
Go on to the captaincy when people say like Madders and things like this. That guy should not be nowhere near the captaincy. The guy can't be flipping fit to let alone be captain of his club.
No, it's a shame, and it is a shame there because obviously Madders on his day is a very good player, but
he's a very good player, and don't get me wrong, he's probably a nice guy to have around. He gets the players up, but is that the kind of captain you need on the actual playing field? He can't even actually get onto the playing field, let alone be a captain for this club. And I don't know. I think it'll be a wrong decision by the club to give it to Madders. Maybe vice captain, but someone like, I don't know, Van der Ven, someone like that, or Porro. I'll give it to Pedro because I mean he knows what it's like to play for Spurs. But overall, Flicks, I just think people need to calm down. just be patient because what De Zerbi's done, what the club has put the money where their mouth is at the minute. With all slated Daniel Levy. We've got Levy out. People said about Enoch still, but they put the money down, and we've got these sort of players in what De Zerbi wants. Let's go to the end of the window and let's speak after that. But I still say we'll get these 3 forwards in. Me personally, or maybe 2 out of 3. I mean, I think we should not rush him because we could easily rush and got that Balogun and Jackson. These guys are. I don't know what you think about these guys. I don't think these guys can play in the Championship, let alone in the Premier League.
No,
you know what I mean?
No,
these are no good for top. If we're thinking of getting back to where we want to be, fight for Champions League places and things like this, we need players like people say, it's you're never getting back. But Harry Kane, that is the only one I'll go all out for Harry Kane. I mean, we got the first refusal. Go if you're going to slap big money down, go and slap big money down at Harry Kane. Do you know what I mean? To bring him home. Do you know what I mean? Because apparently he's building apparently he's building a nice big home in Surrey. So this could be something. This could be something for next season for 2027. But to me, him or Victor Osman, that I don't think at this moment, I don't think there's no other strikers who can come in and make make like where to take us. I mean, back to the promised lands. Do you know what I mean? And people say, oh, we should be aiming like 10th of 8th. I think we can get further. I really do. With 1 game a week, I think this team, injury free, if we can get all the injuries back, the Kudus and the Kudus and all that, I think we can go far this year. I think we can hit that top 4 if we get the right forwards in and everyone stays fit.
This is it. I know if we get the right attacks in and you know the likes of Kulusevski come back and he is the Kulusevski that we know of, Kudus as well, etc., etc., etc. If we get them in, then possibly 4th, top 6 maybe. But until then,
top 6 should be now. What should we aim for? Minimum. That's minimum. I think. Let's see what forwards we can bring in. If we can add to that forward line, the Gappos and Savinhos, and maybe, hopefully, an Osman, which I still think this is working in the background. I think it's still going to be him. I think there's one big deal in there still. But we've got to be patient. As I said, we can't do everything in the one window. As you said there, we made it go back to January. We had to go into January transfer window, get some more players out. I think we need to get rid of the dead woods and bring in the players that we need. For De Zerbi? I mean, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a gradual thing. Like I said many times, hate to say it, but I like the way Arsenal have done it. It's not been all done overnight. It's been steady, gradual thing. Let's at least get another signing through the door, get rid of a bit more deadwood, and then we go again in January, so on and so on and so on.
It's not nice hitting the noisy neighbours down the road. I mean, doing their thing. But as you said, we have literally blasted them for not winning nothing for over the years. But Arteta seems to have got it right. The board have backed him. They've seen he's got the team that he wants. And if we keep with De Zerbi and we keep backing him, not just give up. We need to back him window after window, and maybe down the line we can get there and hopefully one day win the Premier League. That's one day. That's one day. It's a promise.
We can keep dreaming.
Well, the thing is, as we said, there've been some seasons where Leicester won it and the Blackburns won it. Do you know what I mean? Anything can happen in the Premier League. I mean, with Tottenham, if we do sign 3 top forwards with 1 game a week, with keeping everyone fit, why not? Why not just dream and just go for it? I mean, because De Zerbi would definitely be getting at the players, say, listen, let's go there. Let's not just hope and pray for top 4. Let's just go. I mean, because if you look at it as well, I mean, United and the Liverpools, the Cities, they got new managers. I mean, and City, I don't know, City, and they don't look great at the minute. But Liverpool, we don't know what you expect from Liverpool. United looked absolutely terrible. So Villa, they won't be there come in the season. So with 1 game a week, why can't we go and see and give it a real good shot? You know what I mean? But I will say, if we do get these two or 3 top forwards, then I think we'll. So
it's the big if. But it will go down to deadline day. Yeah, it definitely will.
Well, I still say we need, because I don't think we can go into a Brentford game with. Don't get me wrong, Mikey Moore is. He's still learning the game, and I think he's getting better and better. But I think we need to hit the ground running against Brentford. I think we need to try and get 1 or 2 in before the Brentford game. Then hopefully try and get that third forwards. Hopefully that star striker we're hoping for. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
So it's not all doom and gloom what some of these Spurs fans is. I just laugh at it really. I mean, what do you want? You've been crying that we're not spending the money. Now you're crying that we overpaid for Tonali and Fernandes. At the end of the day, you've got to go and spend it. No one's worth £100 million in this day and age. No one's worth it. No. But you've got to pay and be up there with the big clubs. And if you want to win big trophies, you've got to show you've got to show ambition. And
exactly. Yeah.
And we're showing it. Now there's some Tottenham fans saying we overspent. And it's like, what do you want? Do you want to keep Papa Sarr? Do you want to keep Papa Sarr for another season in there? And I mean things like this. And like, these guys, I tell you, some of these fans are telling you, absolutely.
Oh no.
But there you go.
Here we are.
So right, Flicks, thanks for having me on.
No worries. Thank you for coming
on.
Right,
and I'll catch you again, pal.
Take it easy.
All right, take it easy, pal.
Let's bring on Mr. Box Office himself. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just coming to recognise the show, innit? That's what I was coming to do. But yeah,
I've only got a couple more minutes, then I've got to call it a day. But yeah,
no. I only need a couple of minutes anyway. That's cool.
Right,
that's cool. Yeah, no, I was just about to say, on the strike force, I think we need an improvement anyway. I'm not a fan of Savinho at the moment. He needs to prove himself 100%. I think there are better players out there. I've got to be honest. I just don't like this whole thing with the goalkeeper. I've got to be honest. I think he's got a lot to prove at the moment. I just see a lot of people settling for him. I've got to be honest. But I know he's not the biggest problem. But I do see a lot of excuses. I still think he's got a lot of improving to do. Still, for me, possibly. But yeah, that's where I'm at the moment with the squad at the moment. But I still think it's a squad that should at least, if we do get because I think you have to get two forwards in the team. If we do get those forwards at the caliber that we're looking at the moment, I do think we should be getting at least 7th, at least a Europa League spot. I think we can't be. I think that's why fans of oppositions or rivals are actually looking at us and saying that we've overpaid. I think that they're keeping an eye on us on rival watch at the moment, because now we're really flexing our muscles, spending money, and we've got all these rules in for our favour now. There's no excuses really, especially the reason of people rating Roberto De Zerbi. There's no, if you're going to rate him very highly, and he's got pretty much a lot of what he wants that fits the style he wants to play.
Yeah.
He can't really give him any more excuses, especially one game a week. You know what I mean? So, and we are selling players because we don't have to sell players. We have to sell players because of the squad is too bloated in terms, especially the foreign player situation. But we're selling players also because, they don't fit what we want at the end of the day. So it's our choice to sell the players. So
yeah, of course, there's too many players that are just simply not good enough. They think they're too big for the club. No player is bigger than the club, that's for sure. But it's going to be a gradual thing, very, very gradual. I'm expecting this will go down to the wire, like many of us are saying. It will go down to deadline day. Is it going to be a Savinho? Is it going to be a Gakpo? Is it going to be an Osherman, Harry Kane, Tom, Dick and Harry, whoever it may be? But I'm expecting there's 2 more signings, at least another couple out the door. and then we go again in January, and it's got to be a gradual thing, not just a one-off that a lot of people are probably expecting, because we've not seen ENIC do this before.
Yeah, no.
So,
Listen, you know, I think that's where we're at the moment. You know what I mean? I think it's just, I just don't accept the. I'm kind of balanced in the sense of I'm not too. Like I can recognise that we're doing a lot, but at the same time, it has to be consistent.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at the moment. But I do feel there's a lot of proving to do for certain players at the moment, because I think they're getting even Poro. I'm seeing a lot since Poro's come back. He's a hero now, and now he's the best right back going. And I just think he's been shit the last couple of years. So how does that work? You know what I mean? You know, World Cup doesn't really, you know, prove anything, because if we're going to do this, Romero had a good World Cup a couple of years ago when they won the World Cup in Argentina. You know what I mean? Do we rate him? No, he's gone. I forgot that. Oh, I forgot that. He's gone, hasn't he? Not to
he's
a
gone.
great fanfare.
He's
So
glad to see the back of him.
no, yeah. That's my point. That's my point. It's like he had a good World Cup. I know he was a fan, and that's it. But that's where we're going at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you know, look forward to the build up of what the World Cup and the start of the season is going to be like, and against Brentford. But I do think it might be a bit of a slow start. I've got to be honest, because it does looking at the squad at the moment, it looks very rusty, especially Maddison. I think the only one I can look at Tonali and Fernandez and, you know, the defence at the moment, and the goalkeeper. I think you can look at it and say it don't look too bad, but you know, it's not all there right now, isn't it? So yeah, that's my last thing I would say right now, because I know you want to wrap up. Yeah.
No worries, Alex. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, take care of yourself and enjoy.
And
yeah, keep liking and subscribing. Take care. Yeah. All right?
Big up. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
In a bit. Big up Alex there, Mr. Box Office for coming on. Look, before I do go, just a couple more comments. Big up Delis and Easy Flixie, needs Vinio, Osherman, and Marmouche. Another one that's been doing the rounds. Marmouche. Any one of them would be decent right now. Just to upgrade the squad. You know, positivity, creativity, goals. You know. Here we are, people. Here we are. That's me done. That is me done. I've got to call this one a day now. But look, only 19 likes. What's going on? So please, if you haven't smashed that like button, please hit that like button. It's free of charge. Subscribe to the channel if you've never subbed. Hit the notification so when I do upload, you will hear it first. So yes, that is me done. I will see you on the next video. Yeah, take it easy, people, and up the